Hey, what up, everybody? This is steviebreech coming to you. This is going to be a shoot! We're shooting on everybody today. This is the story of last year's trip to the Elimination Chamber. It is one of the most popular videos that I've ever done on my channel. Everybody likes the experience videos. Basically, it was me, WWE Punk Fan 19, which I'll be calling Zach, and Luke Cage from YouTube. We all went on a road trip. We all drove out to Oakland last year to see the Elimination Chamber, to watch John Cena win, and go on to WrestleMania. Basically, like I said, it's one of the most popular videos, but I never really made a video explaining the things that are not in the video, because this was a really weird, sort of messed up days. Probably wasn't one of the best days in the whole world. Um, no, we didn't get into an all-out brawl or anything like that. But just every time we talk about this trip, it is always a whole bunch of hilarity that comes out of it. First of all, I was never even really planning on going to this pay-per-view. A lot of people have brought it up that the Elimination Chamber was going to be here, and it is a big deal. It is one of those matches you want to see once in your lifetime because yeah, you sort of always want to see the big pay-per-views. You want to see a Hell in the Cell. You want to see an Elimination Chamber. You definitely want to see a WrestleMania, a SummerSlam, King of the Ring. Those things that you want to cross off your list as a wrestling fan and say, you've seen it all and done it all. Sort of like you sort of want to see every title won, so you can cross those off your list. That is a personal thing that I do every time I see a title change. I sort of check it off to say, that is a major accomplishment of something that I have seen in my life. But all right, here we go. Basically, this trip was mostly put together by freaking Yay88, who is not seen in the video. He is the one who planned on flying up here first. He's the one who got Luke Cage to jump on the bandwagon. They were all going to stay at the house, and we were all going to drive out there. But when it came down to it, WrestleMania is a month away, and everybody was trying to stash their money away for WrestleMania. So Miguel never really pulled out, but he just didn't make the trip, and there was no hard feelings on him or anything. Not really putting him down, but he is the one who really put this all together. When the day came to buy tickets, Luke and I bought the tickets. He bought a plane ticket up here, and sometime in between then, I reached out to Zach. Everybody thinks that nobody's gonna watch their videos, and one day you find out a kid in your neighborhood watches your videos, and that's kind of weird. And Zach really lives maybe 2 minutes from my house, in traffic. But I reached out to him and said if he wanted to come, I was already driving there, so it was no big deal. So he bought a ticket, and we planned on going out there. Fast forward to the day of the event. I wake up at 2 a.m. Everybody has these days where they ate something and they're just not feeling good at all. I was on the can. It was coming out both ways. Let's just leave it like that. And honestly, I remember thinking that if Luke wasn't flying all the way up here, I was just gonna say, "Fuck this pay-per-view, it's not worth it. I feel like I am dead." But I scraped myself together. I went and picked Luke up at the airport. Started making the experience video, and all in all, I was feeling better. Picked him up. We cruised by Howard's Donuts, which he was a fan of from one of my day in the life videos where I stopped by there. So we got some donuts and came back. We watched some TNA Impact, which was pretty funny because he had seen the show before and I was watching it on the DVR, so I hadn't seen it yet. And we were basically just, $5 wrestling, and we were, ripping it to shreds. Remember Hernandez picked up somebody for the border toss, and it was one of the worst border tosses in the world. Looked like whoever he did it to, he just flat out killed the guy. Maybe Luke will remember who it was, but once we got bored of that, it was weird because my wife, who works nights, she woke up because we were making so much noise, and she came out into the living room, and that sort of mixed my real world and my YouTube world together. So I said, "All right, that's it. We got to get the hell out of here." So we went down the street and we picked up Zach. And it was funny because I couldn't get a hold of him on his phone, so I basically got a hold of him through Twitter. And I said, "Yo, meet me, and we're taking off. We're gonna get the hell out of here." Um, when he got in the car, he told us that for some stupid reason he didn't have his phone. I can't remember what happened. Basically, I think he got it taken away or something like that. And so, I didn't really think of anything of it. And we were on the road, and we were driving to the show. Once we hit Oakland, we noticed that we were there too early, and they weren't letting people in. So we said, "Let's go get something to eat." Sometime in between there and getting to the place we went to eat. Where the hell did we go eat at? We went to go eat at In-N-Out. That's when I started to feel sick again, and it was not feeling good. So we got into the drive-through. I told Luke what I wanted, and I went in to go use the bathroom. one thing or another, I was in the bathroom for maybe 5-10 minutes. And when I came out, my car hadn't moved, and there was like 6 cars gap in between them and Luke. And I'm looking at Luke and like, what the hell's going on? And Luke didn't know how to to take off the emergency brake. He just had the car in drive and he was revving it up, trying to make it go. Dumb. That's all I could say about that. So I was able to move the car. Basically, we ate some food and we drove over to where they were finally, they weren't letting people in. We were in line to pull into the arena. And basically, eating food, I had a milkshake because I thought the milk would make my stomach feel better. I know already people right there are shaking their head like, oh, you're so dumb. And I had grilled cheese because I was like, maybe the meat won't, affect me. Yes. In-N-Out has grilled cheese. Order it. They'll get it for you. It's good stuff. Um, but basically, when we were sitting there, just listening to music, I was fighting all the demons in my stomach, and I couldn't win this fight anymore. And without saying anything, I opened up my door and I threw up in front of everybody waiting in to get an elimination chamber. I threw up all over the side of my truck, all over the ground, and basically, as embarrassed as I was, I just shut my door and just acted like nothing happened. Basically because I was pretty embarrassed. To the people that were around us who didn't know what was going on, I'm guessing that they thought I was drinking on the way to the show in order to get drunk to go in, and then have a good time, not having to pay the $8 beer price or whatever it is in Oakland. Seeing how they charge $35 a park, a beer might even cost $10 in there. I have no clue. Thoughts of the show. I think I've already thought all about this. The Oracle Arena is one of the older arenas in the NBA I can think of. It is also one of the worst. I believe they only had 2 merch stands. All 3 of us all wanted to get the new Rock shirt. Basically, nobody wanted to wait in the line. I waited in the line when I first got there, and then I was like, no, I don't really want to wait in this line. Then I went back up once the show started, thinking the line would be shorter, and during the Del Rio and Kofi match, the line was longer. And I just said, I don't know, whatever. I was going to a show in 2 days. I'll try to get the Rock shirt there. Then, as we're sitting there watching the match, I get Luke gets a text message first, and it's somebody saying, "Hey, where's Zach?" And I'm like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's probably somebody from YouTube just who got your number and is fucking around with them." Then I got the text message from Zach. Basically, Zach forgot to tell his mom that he left to go to the show, so she was a little pissed. So she was texting us the whole time, and I texted back once, which was a mistake because that gave her the knowledge that I knew where he was. So she kept texting me and gave up on texting Zach. So I walked over to the other side of the arena where Zach was during the time when the big Trish Stratus reveal came out that nobody cared about when she made her re-debut. I missed all that because I was walking around the arena. And when I got over to where Zach was like, no, I'm not going to call her. I'll do it later. So fast forward to the end of the show now. When we walked in, I said, Zach, make sure you meet us right here. No, that didn't happen. When we went to leave the show, we walked all over the Oracle Arena for an hour and a half looking for him because we didn't want to leave the kid behind in Oakland. Basically, it got to the point where Luke and I were kicked out of the arena by security, only to find him standing in the parking lot next to the truck, the one place we told him not to go. I don't know. Once we left there, the night didn't get any better. Good old Tom, the drive around thing that I have in my car, didn't want to drive us home. We left Oakland and we went to San Francisco for some reason. We finally made it home, and I left Zach on the end of the street with fear of me getting arrested for kidnapping charges, and we booked it the hell out of there. All in all, it was a great pay-per-view to go to. It is a pretty funny story. I hope you enjoyed it all, hearing about me throw up all over the Oracle Arena and getting arrested for kidnapping charges. So that's the official shoot on what really happened last year. Hopefully, because it's a year down the road, I can't get arrested for any of that. But that was good times. Thank you, Luke, and thank you, Zach, for having a good time.